let's start at step one, identify characteristics of your customers. And like any process that involves customers, always be sure you research them and get to know who they are. And conversations can provide a lot of information, but with customer digital footprints, we may want to redefine what a conversation is beyond verbal or written communication. And from my perspective, a conversation is really an interaction between two people or entities that builds a relationship. It could be through an online app, social media engagement, focus group, survey, purchase activity, or even a support center call. And this expands listening to include observing, supporting that actions always speak louder than words. Now, there's a great story that Sherry Turkle, a researcher from MIT, shared in one of her TED Talks about communication through new media and how we edit and censor ourselves. And one example she gives includes texting and how you'll see someone typing a response with a ... for what seems like an eternity, only to read, yes. Now, we know that is edited communication, trying not to be messy, but direct, polite, and to the point. But if you think about it, this interaction introduces a different type of communication. Should you listen to the action of long typing to determine if there's more to the message, or simply the text that someone sent? Which is more meaningful to the person and to you? And it really isn't that straightforward, but this is our communication today. People will get an email, open it, and don't click on it. Or they share and not like the original social post, or vice versa. They put items in their cart and they don't buy. Or they complete a form and then vanish. And the action tells us a story, providing information. And the information that we get from these actions can be overwhelming to consider, especially when we aren't used to using it. Our customers have different roles during the purchase process while using your product or during support. And during the purchase process, there may be a single decision maker and many stakeholders. Consider a family purchasing a car. The extended family may get involved in the purchase decision with multiple stakeholders. The children could influence this decision, as could social media types, or even other people. When it comes to using the product, some may experience driving the car, some only riding the car. And the same with maintenance. The person who maintains the car may not be the same person as the purchaser or the main driver. Now, I'm not proposing that you create in-depth personas for each person. That's overkill. But I am proposing that you consider who may be involved in a decision and their level of influence, because it's going to give you greater insight about your audience, customer, and product, as well as their journey. Now, I'm not going to go into much detail about demographics and psychographics, because that's a course unto itself. But if you want to engage with your customers emotionally, you may want to take a more psychographic and ethnographic approach that allows you to discover their values and beliefs rather than their statistical profile. So it's hard to emotionally connect with a 45-year-old woman with 4 kids in New York City who is a financial planner, because there's just too many open variables about that person. But it is a little easier to connect with a 45-year-old woman with 4 kids in New York City who is environmentally conscious, involved in her children's education, politically active, and values healthy eating. I found that there are 3 main reasons why psychographic and ethnographic data is more relevant. First, you're better able to understand the motivations of your buyers during decisions. If you understand their value system and beliefs, you have insights into why they take the actions they do. Using this information with clicks by users, you can determine the motivations behind their actions. You can understand which messages will resonate with their priorities and value system. If you know how they think and what they believe, it's easier to communicate and motivate them. You can better understand their problems and how to solve them. Because you have insights into who they are as people, you can understand their life better. And let's face it, companies have a plethora of customer data today, and certainly nothing beats interviews and focus groups in creating personas. I'm totally behind that, but there is a lot of existing data that can help you better understand your customers right now today. Let's start with strategic documentation. Often it includes research that was created when your company was developing their core strategies. Knowing this information won't just keep you on track with your work, but it'll help you understand the original target markets and customers. And it's a great reference material that can also provide insight into upcoming corporate decisions. Ongoing programs help you gain insights into prospects and existing customers. There are so many touch points between phone, chat, email, SEO, social media, forums. Metrics, analytics, and content analysis can provide a lot of learnings about trends, choices, and preferences. Customer actions here often speak louder than words. Campaign data. Campaigns can help the brand explore new expressions And it's great to understand the impact. You can also correlate the impact of a campaign on existing programs. And this adds a whole new dimension on how you may understand who your customers are and the actions they take. Bottom line results. This contains learning from other teams, and they may have insights about the company and products you've never considered because of their team goals and business outlook. Again, through metrics, analytics, and content analysis, you can gain incredible insights into your customers' thoughts and actions.